you can thank YouTube for that. They made me go through a billion step verification process for some reason on getting to my channel today. So I'm so sorry about that. YouTube, let's get it together next time, okay? um, so anyway, this is going to be a happy time. Let me go ahead and mute my computer. There we go. Just make sure that we are live. Sorry guys, starting with frustration this morning. What a great way to end 2020, huh? But this is the official last broadcast of 2020. And we do that with great hope that 2021 is going to get better and not worse. And we trust the Lord for that. To be honest with you, I'm kind of a little heavy this morning working through some news we found out yesterday that our governor has locked us down for travel. So we've completely thrown our travel plans, which were very conservative and very much within keeping of the rules of COVID-19, but that had been thrown out the window. So we're all kind of reprocessing what we're going to do for Christmas this year. We were already going to be with just a few members of our family, not our whole family, obviously. And now that opportunity to be with Grandma Barker and Hannah is looks like it's in jeopardy as well. So, and we don't want to go to jail for traveling on without authorization, but we'll see. Maybe I'm just overreacting to this right now, but trusting the Lord, for wisdom and how to go forward. But putting that aside, guys, and we're going to have some fun today. Let's do it. I wanted to go ahead and say hey to some people in the chat. We have Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca, thanks for being the first one waiting there for us. And Charlotte, wishing everybody a Merry Christmas. And Wanda Gordon, just hey, Miss Bonnie and everyone. Sunny and chilly in North Carolina. Thank you. Merry Christmas and God bless. Thank you so much, Wanda. Yeah, it's cold here too. It's right about at the freezing point right now. We got, was it 2 days ago? We got a lot of snow, and then I think about 6 inches, and then about on top of that was about another inch or so of ice and freezing precipitation, sleet and such. So when you walk outside, it's like crunch, 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 and you kind of fall down a little bit, fall into the earth a bit or into the ice. So it's a little precarious out there. I think I've been outside once. I'm going to stay put, at least for a while. There's no place to go anyway. Everything is closed down. So you're not allowed to eat out here anymore. Well, oh, God, shut my mouth, okay? So I need to not go there. But anyway, I'm just looking forward to that day when adults can be trusted to act like adults again. That's all I'm going to say about it. And I'm going to move on to pleasant pastures here. We have Ann Butler. Thank you for joining us, Ann, and wishing us all a Merry Christmas. And Linda Jones says, hello, everyone here in Maine. We got a lot of snow, and unfortunately, a lot of COVID-19. Yeah. So, well, sorry about that, Linda. Just stay safe, my friend. Oh, thank you, Anne. She says she likes the crocheted garland. That's actually a pattern from several years ago I did for Red Heart Yarns. It's a free pattern on the site if you want to get a chance to crochet some of that up. It goes up really fast. And it's a lot of fun. You can probably make that out of, it can be a stash buster kind of a thing. And we have Jan and Tracy from Northern California, and Judy from Georgia, Jacqueline from Los Angeles, and is it Sassanac, Sanach, if I'm saying it right, from St. Louis, and Alana and Swati. Hey, Swati from LA. Hope you're doing well. Hope your family is doing well. Also, we have Amy and Judy. Yeah, Judy. Yeah, sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Being late to the party today. I try not to do that, but I can blame this on technical difficulties today. And just getting a little bit of a late start. Hey, Lynn. Lynn's in our chat. She said, praise the Lord for you, Sister Bonnie, and everyone here today. You are always so encouraging, Lynn. Thank you for your sweet comments. And David, it's good to see you today in the chat. And Marcia. And what's this? David says, I think about 1,539 people are doing lives at this very hour. Who knows? Quite honestly, there's not a whole lot else to do when it's so cold and icy out. I don't know where you are, David, but if you're iced in like we are, I mean, there's just not a whole lot to do. Um, and Alana says she just got it. I'm not sure what that is, but anyway, so we have Rosie from Lincolnshire, UK. Wow, you must be having dinner about now, Rosie. Um, that reminds me, I posted just for the fun of it yesterday. I had some time on my hands and posted a musical Christmas card over on Sapphire Freeway channel. It's kind of a channel connected to this one if you get a chance. And Rosie's post there reminded me I did put some pictures there, some nighttime pictures of London when we were there back in 2019. Seems like an eternity ago, but it was just a little over a year ago, really, a year and a couple months. But wonderful time there in your beautiful country, Rosie. Um, and let's see, Pat Dancer is in the chat, and Marcia, she says we are feeling it too. Um, she said they got 12 inches of snow in Massachusetts yesterday. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. You got more than twice what we got then. So it's kind of funny. We were indoors making a gingerbread house. We had I have to tell you about this. There's a picture of it on my Facebook page, but we had a contest within our local church. It's a very small church, and as you all know or may not know, I don't know, but we don't have a building to meet in. We've been meeting in rented property for about 8 years now, and with the onset of COVID-19, we were kicked out of our location, so we've pretty much been homeless. So we've been like meeting outside on people's farms and stuff like that, and it's actually been quite a wonderful experience when I've been here to experience it. And now a very kind Baptist church right up the road is letting us use their facility in the afternoon so that we don't have to meet out in 20-degree weather, which is really nice. But if we have to meet out in 20-degree weather, our pastor said he's game. So, and I think that would be kind of fun too, as long as the service doesn't last too long. But anyway, so what we did instead of getting together as a party is they bought everybody in the church, every family, a gingerbread house kit. And our pastor actually delivered an extra one to our house. I mean, just like, wow, thank you so much, Larry. And so my son had one and we had one. My husband and I had one to share. And so we combined forces and we made this a church building, surprise, surprise, and put a little for sale sign outside of it because we're looking for a church to buy. If you know anybody in Maryland that's, in Frederick County or Montgomery County selling a church building, let me know because we are in the market for one. Or land to buy. So anyway, but anyway, all that to say, our little gingerbread house, which I found out was the first time my husband ever made one, ever. And I didn't know that. I've been married to this man for 32 years and had no idea he'd never made a gingerbread house. So, but we won a special award. We won Best House for 2021, which was kind of fun. And it was kind of funny. The Best 2020 house was won by our doctor, who's at our church, and they made a COVID-19 station out of theirs. That was kind of cute, but it was so much fun because they put together a slideshow of all the different houses that were made. We were supposed to send in a picture, and then we did, and then one of our pastors put a slideshow together with music, and we were able to see everybody's houses, and it was so much fun. And I think my favorite one of all was the two-dimensional house sent in by a couple. Apparently they had structural problems, kind of like we did with ours too. You know how those things, they flop down, it's really hard to get them to stand up. But theirs was totally flat on the ground and then decorated with it flat and laying out. And I tell you what, that probably brought more tears to my eyes from laughing than anything. That was just such an encouraging thing. So Stacy, if you're watching, thank you. That was an amazing idea that you and Juan had. Okay, let me go ahead and say hi to some more of you before I get too far behind. Oh, we have Mary Ann from Kenya. Wow, I think you win the prize for the furthest away so far, is it Mary Ann? And Hannah, hey Hannah, thank you for joining me, honey. I'm sorry I didn't contact you sooner. I was kind of scrambling a little bit here. Let's see. Tara is in the chat. She says, Merry Christmas from Southport, UK. Wow. Thank you, Tara. Another UK person. Um, and Brat's mom is in the chat. It says, hi, Bonnie and everyone. Cold and sunny in the Southwest Chicago suburbs. I bet you are. I just watched a movie the other night. It was my turn to pick the movie, and I watched a movie filmed in Chicago, I think back in the 80s. But in case you all are looking for a really funny, cute Christmas movie, While You Were Sleeping, has a couple of my favorite actors, actresses in that, Sandra Bullock and Bill Pullman. And so if you get a chance, it's an old movie. Just a tiny bit of inappropriate stuff that you might want to mute for your kids if you got really young kids, but it's not that bad. It's really cute, very well written, and just a lot of fun. So anyway, last night we watched another one. We watched Miracle on 34th Street, which was another one of my favorites. But anyway, it's always a lot of fun to do, and crochet hook in hand. Oh, thank you, Pat. She says, love the Christmas Sapphire Freeway. Thank you so much for taking time to listen. If you listen real close to that recording, you're going to hear our parakeet in the background. So I was just sitting in the living room when I recorded that yesterday, and apparently the parakeet likes Okami Manuel. Who would have known? So that was kind of fun. We have, is it Ches from San Francisco, or is it Sibohan? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but thank you for joining us all the way from San Francisco. Hope you're doing well out there on the West Coast. And Twyla, Davis says it's 48 degrees in Wilmington, North Carolina. Not so bad. Yeah, you guys have had it cold down south, David. Talking to my kids in Georgia, outside of Atlanta, who have jobs standing outside in the weather, and Becky was saying she had to put hand warmers on her toes. It was so cold a couple days ago, or yesterday even. So yeah, it's been cold down there for the South. I know some of you northern people may think, oh, that's not really cold, but when you're out in it all day long and it's in the 30s and windy, it's cold. Let's see. Hey Denise, I'm gonna have to look at your comment, get it interpreted, but it looks like you're from Brazil. Thank you for joining us and for listening in, even if the language might be a little bit of a challenge for you. Certainly Portuguese is a bit of a challenge for me. So and Kimberly is in our chat from Seattle, and Wanda is in our chat. Wanda, thank you for joining. We are praying for you, my friend. Wanda had some very bad news yesterday. I hope you don't mind me saying her son passed away. So please pray for Wanda. I'm trying not to cry as I say that. She's a good friend of us, guys. And yeah, a lot of the crochet community is kind of rocked by this. So anyway, gotta keep moving. We have Lorraine from Ontario, Canada. Thanks for joining us, Lorraine. I've been to Ontario once, I believe, back in 1989 for my first anniversary. We were living up near Boston, and we drove up to the area that was back, before you needed a passport to cross the border. This was before 9/11 and all that. So we had a grand time driving all around in our, what did we have? I think I was driving let's see, it would have been a 1984 Mazda GLC. That was our car back then. It was a great little car. That's what GLC stood for. I don't know why I'm going into all this, but anyway, that just brings back memories of my little 5-speed. By the way, that old car, that 5-speed, I used to get about 52 miles to the gallon on the highway with that little car. Had air conditioning and a radio, but that's about it. All the windows were hand cranked, and I wanted them that way because I grew up in a family car where the electric windows never worked, and I didn't want anything to do with electric windows for my first real car. So anyway, in case any of you all can relate to that. We have Sandra in our chat, and she says, hi, Bonnie and everyone. Merry Christmas. 42 degrees here right now. Uh, Thank you. She's liking the music too. Thank you so much, Sandra. That was just, yeah, I don't have any opportunities to play anymore. So you guys are it. So thank you for even taking time to listen. Um, we have Tara and Erlene watching from, is it Quinton, Alabama? Wow. Um, you're not too far from my daughter-in-law's family. Um, they live in the part of Florida they call LA, Florida, which is LA standing for Lower Alabama. Have you ever heard of that? Up there in the Panhandle where they get all the hurricanes. Um, it's not a matter of if they get a hurricane each year, it's when and how many, because they usually come their way. Um, you probably know what that's like living in Alabama. And we have Love to Craft in the chat. She says, I do believe this is the third Friday live in a row now that I have caught. Yay. We're so glad to have you. We have Lidona from Kentucky. And oh, thanks, Anne. She says she likes my poncho. Um, thank you for that comment. That's going to lead me into a segue into, excuse me, one of the things on my list here. Guys, the biggest news of the week, which is probably another reason why my husband and I are so tired, is we got our platform up and running. It is a work in progress, and let me go ahead and the link is in the video description below. It's at watch.bonniebaycrochet.com, and we're really, really, really excited about this platform. It's it's an all crochet streaming service for my channel, and it's a subscription based. I'm probably repeating myself here. Um, it's commercial free and ad free. You're not going to see any pop up things on this. If you do, you let me know and we'll take care of it. We have not put anything like that on there. No commercials. And we're going to be putting exclusive content right now. All the projects, all but one of the projects for the Cable Crochet Made Easy, including this poncho. This is called the Sapphire Alpaca Poncho, even though this is in more of an emerald color. I actually made two of these because I wear them all the time when I'm inside. It's just a light enough layer to keep me warm. And it's also really nice for the fall outside. If it's, above freezing, this works outside too. This is made out of 100% alpaca. Probably my favorite fiber, especially for ponchos and things. Of course, for sweaters, it can stretch out a bit, but it doesn't matter if a poncho stretches out. It just makes you look more thin over time, or at least in my case. So we are up and running. And my husband wanted me to tell you that the price right now, it's at $4.95 a month. This is going to be our holiday introductory price, because after looking at everything and the investment and so forth that we've made to get this started, and also just looking at the general pricing of subscriptions like this, we realized we were really on the low end. So all that to say is the price is going up after the holiday season. So if you want to lock in at $4.95 a month, and it's actually a little bit lower if you go year by year, like you can pay an annual fee, kind of like Netflix and stuff like that. If you pay an annual fee, it's less than if you go month by month. And we've decided whatever people lock in at, that'll be your price forever. I mean, as far as we're concerned. So like if you want to lock in at the low introductory price now, then as long as you remain a subscriber, your price will not change, if that makes sense. After the first of the year, it is going to go up a bit, not a lot, but it's going to go up a little bit. It's going to be more than $4.95 a month. Okay. So I just wanted to be upfront about that. And I have not said anything on any other social media. I just mostly wanted to let you guys know, first of all. And I think Monday we may start broadening the social media a little bit, but again, this is going to be a temporary low introductory offer, and after this it's going to go up. So through the end of the year, that will be the price. So but we just wanted to make sure that you guys knew about this. You can learn how to crochet this poncho today. I mean, it is up on the site for both right-handed and left-handed. We have, I believe the stats right now are just over 66 hours of crochet tutorials. And we picked like the best of the best from my channel to upload to start with. We're going to, be bringing some more of the older content that I decide that I think is kind of good enough to put here. But we're also going to be doing some behind the scenes, kind of just casual interaction videos I'm going to put up there. I'm not going to put them on my YouTube channel. It's just going to be stuff that I interact with my subscribers. And let's see. And I'm coming out with new content. I told you about this. This is coming soon. I just have to do a little more work to get the pattern ready to go, and I need to get it, run it by my tech editor, to make sure that she gets it, approves of everything before I go live with that. But the video is there. It's just not viewable yet, but it is coming soon. And there are 2 or 3 other projects that are only going to be here that are coming early in 2021 to the channel. And I've just got a lot of good stuff coming. So thank you guys who have already joined. I've noticed I recognized a lot of the names coming in on the new subscriber base, and I just want to thank you for giving us a try. And that's the other thing. If you want to give us a try, you can just do 1 month. For what, $4.95 is about the price of a cup of coffee. We talked about that before. And if you don't like it, if you don't feel like it's a value that or something you're looking for, well, you could just opt out just as easily as you opt in. So anyway, enough about that. Just wanted to let you know, we have just worked so hard on this. And also the other thing, if you have subscribed and you see anything that looks amiss to you, or you have an idea, you think, why don't you do a design like this? Or can you, if there's a design that you are looking for that you maybe are working on from my YouTube videos and you don't find them on this platform, let me know and I will make that a priority to get those projects moved over sooner. We're going to be adding, just chunks of content every couple weeks so that you don't get bored here, okay? And there's also a forum on this site where you can interact with other subscribers, and it's kind of like a private little community there. So it's very small right now, obviously, because we're just starting, but feel free to interact with people there. And I think that's about it. So if you have any questions, you can always contact me. Well, let me go ahead and okay, Brat's mom wants to know, how do I subscribe? There's a link. You just go to watch. I'll go ahead and put this in the video chat. Watch dot, oh, I gotta type. I just put the link in the video description below. It's watch. I wrote it out here, but it's hard to see. Watch.bonniebaycrochet.com. And if you go there, you can just, follow the prompts. You can actually look at the site first. You can just kind of browse it a little bit. You can't watch the videos, obviously, from there. But, you can just look at the site and see what's there. And if it's something that you're interested in, and you can subscribe online. All right. Well, let me see. Let's see. I missed a lot of comments, guys. Let's see. Thank you, Eric and Norma. Just praying for Wanda. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, Wanda's son, as I understand, was very sick with other issues, and then COVID, I think, was just the final straw there. So thank you for praying for her and for her family. All right. And thank you, Johnny. I noticed your name coming in. He says, I joined your watch as soon as I received a notification. Thank you for your support. I saw that. I was like, yay, Fort Lauderdale's in. So that was exciting. I just feel really supported by you all. It really blesses me. And Archer Nay says, this is so great. I can ask for prayers. Please pray for my friend Cindy and her family. Her mom died last night at age 93. Love to the sweet woman. Oh my goodness. We certainly will. So let me go ahead and write that down, because I will forget to do that. That is sad. Yeah, we're coming up on the anniversary tomorrow, actually, when we lost my mom. So it's just kind of a weird season, a wonderful season, but I know a lot of you out there, have memories like that, and it's hard. So yeah, we talked about this last week. We just need to be sensitive and caring for each other, and to, let people cry. It's okay. It does preserve life. It helps you not to keep it all bottled up inside. Um, so let me see. Uh, and then Erlene, something about have I heard Lower Alabama? Yes, very familiar with tornadoes and hurricanes. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, and Pat wants to know what was the movie? The movie I mentioned, it was While You Were Sleeping is the name of the movie. It's cute. I mean, like I said, tad little bit of things here and there you might have to wink at or overlook, but it's so cute and so well written. Um, filmed in and around Chicago, I believe. Uh, yeah, thank you guys for caring for Wanda. Um, And we have Elizabeth from Port Elgin, Ontario, Canada. Wow. Thanks for joining us. You have a lot of Canadian friends, family in this chat. That is so wonderful. Um, and thank you guys. Just the way you take care of each other. That is just so cool. Let me just try to get through some of these other comments here. Um, we have, let's see, Grace from Northwest Washington State. Ooh, that's a pretty place. Northwest. I've been to that part. That's where you all have a desert out there, don't you? In the northwest part of the state. I remember driving from, no, yeah, the northwest is the rainy part, and then you go east is when you get the desert, I believe. So I'm having to think of my geography in my head. So I guess you're at the part where you get a lot of rain and you have those gorgeous trees and forest, right? That's what I recall to mind, being out. The only time I was really out in Washington State, I was actually pregnant with my firstborn, with Becky, and so it's been a while. We were visiting a Vietnamese friend out there, named Tu. Um, it's been a long time. Um, and let's see. Um, and is it Ellie is saying, talking to Archer Nace, that she has always wanted to travel around the States. One day when this pandemic is over, you should come to Scotland. It is really beautiful. Oh, I would love to go to Scotland. Ellie, that's my sister Brenda's favorite country, I think, besides her own. That was her dream, to go to Scotland, and she actually got to go several years ago, and she loved it. I would love to go there. She just wished she could have spent more time there. She was only able to spend a day there. Um, and Stuntel said, I would like to join your new streaming service, but do not have a credit card. Is there any other option? You know, let me ask my husband, Craig. Craig, is there another option other than credit card for joining the streaming service? Okay, he's going to check on that for you. I don't know if PayPal, um, and Hannah just sent me a text. Um, I'll go ahead and answer the question. She wanted to know if there is a pattern for this poncho. It is. It's in this book. It's also in my Lovecraft store. It's blue in the Lovecraft store because the name of it is Sapphire Alpaca Poncho. But let me show you the picture. It's a part of this book, Cable Crochet Made Easy. And by the way, this is one of the books, excuse me, that ships free, from my Etsy store. See, this is the poncho in the book. Okay, so it's here, and it's also available as an individual pattern on the Lovecraft store. If you ask me, I love books, not because I write them. If you see behind me over here, this is just one shelf of I have many, 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 1, 2, 3, like 3 shelves of crochet books. And then there's I have a books, a library in the upstairs bathroom with crochet books. I don't know if anybody else does that, but I've got a nice little shelf in there and lots of books to read. And I have books in South Carolina as well. So I've got quite a library. Okay. Okay, so my husband just checked on this. Currently, the streaming service is set up to accept only credit and debit. So if you have a debit card from your bank, that works also. So I'm sorry about that if that's, if that's an issue. Um, okay, but it sounds like he just checked with my son Caleb. By the way, my son Caleb, who's down in Georgia, not too far from Becky and her husband. Um, he's been instrumental in helping me get this thing set up. He's my film guy, and he's just worked really, really hard behind the scenes and trying to make sure everything looks okay. And again, it's a work in progress, and we will look into other ways besides credit cards. I mean, that's something we can work on. I don't know if you have a PayPal account. Um, I don't know that we take PayPal, but I will look into that and see, or Chantel, if you can just send me an email at bonniebay@me.com. The information's in the video description, and we can try to work something out if you would like. Um, so, Charlene Lucas says, "Hi, Bonnie and chat group. Merry Christmas. Remember to share the word, keep Christ in Christmas. We deliver babies in a warm hospital compared to Mary, who delivered us a savior in a manger." Oh, yes, you're going to make me cry, Charlene. Yeah, I can imagine what that poor woman went through. Um, yeah, she didn't get to ride in a nice Toyota Highlander like I do either. She was riding on the back of a donkey. Uh, and it wasn't exactly paved roads that they had to travel to get to Bethlehem either, was it? And Eric and Norma are asking where can we go to sign up. It's again, it's in the video description below. It's watch.bonniebaycrochet.com. What's this? Donkey, the first all-terrain vehicle is what David says. Yeah, yeah. I tell you, those people were tough, You think about what they had to endure just to live, just to provide food for the family. I mean, these were strong people. Um, we think we're so smart, but I think we're just lucky. We're just blessed because we're benefiting from everybody else's hard work and intelligence from many, many, many decades, if or millenniums, really. um, and the address again, it's Virginia. It's watch.bonniebaycrochet.com. Again, it's in the video description. I put everything down there. Let's see. All right, let's. Okay, so yes, thank you, Wanda. Wanda said she joined as soon as she saw it. I was surprised to see that. Thank you. Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, that's just the kind of person Wanda is. I'm convinced she would give the shirt off of her back if she could, to someone who needed it. That's just the kind of person that Wanda is. Um, ah, I lost my place again, guys. Surprise, surprise. And Johnny wants to know, will I be adding the written patterns for the videos in Watch? Some of them, Johnny, not all of them. Some of them. I still need to figure out how I'm going to do that, but there is a way to deliver PDFs. I think it's going to be some of them. And as soon as I figure out how to produce coupons, I'm going to also have coupons for my Etsy store and what's the other thing? Brain. Um, oh, my Teespring store. I mean, I want to be careful not to be pushing marketing kind of stuff there, but I do want to offer just continual coupon codes. You kind of like a coupon that doesn't expire for anything else that I might have that you guys might be interested in. I don't know how to do that for the Lovecraft store. I don't believe they offer that. So I need to work on something like that. But I will be forthcoming on that. Okay. So it's not going to be all the patterns, but maybe as patterns are released, they might, I think I'm thinking I would like to have them available for you all for a limited time, you know, for those who want to download them. But the jury is still out on that. But yes, some of them are going to be available to you guys, just not all. Um, oh, we have Charlotte. She says, "Hi, Bonnie. Charlotte from South Carolina, still working on the colorful cables throw." Yay, Charlotte! I'm glad you're enjoying that. I hope you're enjoying that. Um, yeah. And thanks. Brett's mom says thanks for considering signing up there. Um, thank you, Anne, for your encouragement there. Thank you, Swati. Thank you for your support, you all. This is great. This is just, you know, I'm really looking forward to this because I know, uh, you know, a few weeks ago, you know, there were like 19 commercials added onto my live, and I probably shouldn't fuss about that, but I actually went in and took a lot of them out. Um, but you know, I just think you're gonna like this because you're not gonna be interrupted and have to, wade through, commercial after commercial. But you know that is a way that creators are able to be supported somewhat on the YouTube platform. But I'm really looking forward to growing this other platform as well. You know, hopefully that'll, help me to, make the videos a little bit better. Looking into another editing program that my son really likes. Uh, can't remember the name of it right now, but it will come to me in just a minute. But just little things like this that, a few $100s here, a few $100s there. I mean, this stuff adds up really fast. So, it'll just really help, I think, to grow the channel and make more things possible. Um, yeah, Ellie's just encouraged me. Yeah, I'm talking to Archer Nace about going to Scotland. Yes, yes, we all should go to Scotland. Um, yeah, Um, Cynthia says, I found an amazing yarn shop in our little town that I didn't even know existed. Yarn from Norway and even a yak blend. So wonderful. Oh, Cynthia, that's great. If you all have never seen or felt yak yarn, you should go to a local yarn store. Just peruse the aisles. You don't have to buy anything. You're going to want to. But just to be able to go in and see, what these things are made of. I remember when I went to London, if you ever go to London, there's a place, it's near the tube. I mean, you can just take the tube or the underground train there. It's called the Loop. And we went there. It's a beautiful, nice little town. It's not that far, I don't think, from Abbey Road Studios. So I think we went to Abbey Road Studios the same day that we went to the Loop and looked at the yarn. And I came home with a bunch of DK, I mean, a bunch of different things, but some DK weight yarn made of llama. And man, that stuff is so soft. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet because it doesn't have a lot of, it's not like wool where it has a lot of bounce back. So a sweater is probably not the thing, but maybe another wrap or a poncho made out of this stuff is going to be very nice. So I've had it for more than a year. I just need to see what I can do. I see you guys are subscribing. Thank you so much. My goodness, you guys are going crazy. This is great. And very close. Like I say, it's a work in progress. So please keep that in mind as you go there. But again, 66 hours or more. I mean, that's 66 hours of right-handed and then 66 additional hours for left-handed. We have everything we do is going to be in left-handed as well as right-handed. Linda, thank you for your prayers for Wanda. That is so sweet. Yeah. Yeah, she says it's not something you'll ever get over, just through. That is so wise, Linda. I agree. I cannot imagine what Wanda's dealing with. I really don't want that kind of experience. But I know that it's really hard. And God has put Wanda on my heart continually since I've heard this news. But anyway, thank you, Amy, for your support. And Archer Renee says, pray for her kids. The two daughters are special needs and do not know how to cope with mama's sadness and their grandma's loss. Okay, this is of the other thing. I guess that's Cindy's mom, I think you're talking about. Okay. Let me just write that down. Okay, yeah, that is hard. Um, and let me see. Um, and Ellie says, wishing you a Merry Christmas from a cold and snowy Glasgow, Scotland. Wow. And we have Lupita in the chat. Um, I'll have to get that translated, but thank you for joining us nonetheless. Um, and we've got another Spanish, either Spanish or Portuguese comment I need to get translated. Thank you, Tracy. She says she's now a year-long subscriber. So excited. Thank you, my friend. Um, and Kathleen McQuaid says, sorry I'm late. I'm from Toronto area in Ontario, Canada. Well, welcome, Kathleen. Um, I was in Toronto, well, on the tarmac, if that counts. I guess it doesn't really count. I went through customs in Toronto a year and a half ago, June, coming back from Seoul, Korea. Gee whiz, it feels like an eternity ago to be on an airplane. I can't wait to get on another airplane. And Vivian says, I'm new to your channel. I feel blessed to find it. Well, Viviana, what a beautiful name. We're so glad that you're here with us. And Tanike, she says, will there be a PayPal account? I can't pay with a credit card. We are looking into that, Tanike. As I know, I have a, that's kind of my PayPal account. I jokingly call it my offshore account, which it's not really offshore, but it's kind of like off the family grid, if you know what I mean. So I kind of can use that for special gifts and things like that for Christmas and for my family. But I will ask my husband about it. And if we can get PayPal connected to this, I definitely want to do that. I just don't know how that interacts with the business end of this other platform. So um, I'm just the creator here. The brains behind all that are sitting in the living room talking about it right now, actually. Um, hold on a sec. Hey, Craig. Yeah. People are asking about PayPal. Is there a way to add PayPal to this? That's up to the provider. I'll have to investigate. Okay, thank you. Yeah. The word from on high in the living room is we have to wait. We have to investigate that to find out if they will add that. It's really not up to us. It's up to the platform, which is it's actually an over-the-top Vimeo platform. So we just need to find out. It's really more what they allow rather than what we would want in this particular case. Kelly says we're buffering badly. Sorry about that. I know with the cold weather and stuff, there's a lot of, and David mentioned that there's probably 1,500 lives going on right now. That might have something to do with, filling up the internet feed. And let's see. And oh, thank you, David. He says he has affiliate links to some of my books on his blog. Well, thank you. Thank you for doing that. We have Petra's Happy Place here. And let's see, Lumen L. It says, soon as I finish here, I'm going to check out Watch. I already have a few of your books and I love them. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let me see. I'm getting close here. David says, PayPal and I are not speaking at the moment. Yeah, I know sometimes stuff happens, David. And this has been a particularly challenging season. I know I saw something regarding just about every single delivery service there is out there. I know people are struggling. It's a strange time. Oh, thank you, Lynn. She says, sister, I'm so happy. I feel like we are all one big family that meets every Friday. Lynn, you guys have been my family too. Outside of my immediate guys, I mean, that's the way I have felt. I meet with you guys more than my home church. I mean, I've been out of town so much, but just being able to be here with you and to read your comments, this has been a real lifeline to me as well, especially being away from home in the South and back and forth. Yeah, and now, it's really funny how things have. I'm just really thankful for you guys. And this has just been a great year for me. despite the COVID and everything that has not done so well, this has been a really, really good time for me. It's been a time to do things that I've wanted to do that have kind of been on my wish list for a long time, like trying to for example, start a music channel. I know that's kind of off crochet um, talk right now, but that's something I've wanted to do for years, but just haven't had the time. But during the lockdown and everything, I mean, we couldn't go anywhere and I was away from my family. So I had time. I mean, in between serving, I had time. So I was able to, get something started there. And let me go to my list here. I made a list of all that we've been able to do in 2020, crochet related. I was looking at the stats because YouTube sent me an email, kind of a synopsis of the year. Of course, the year's not out. We've got what, a couple more weeks left. And but at this point, when they sent the email, our channel this year so far has had 4.2 million views. 4.2 million. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, I know I'm not one of these people that, you throw up a video and then you have 15 million people instantly. I mean, I know that that's not me. I get that. But I remember early on starting these videos that, year after year thinking, well, this is the year that we're going to hit 1 million views, right? And then another year goes by and we're that much closer for 1 million. And then so in this year, 4.2 million, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot for a little old crochet channel. And that comes out to 359.3 thousand hours of views. This year alone in 2020, we added 62.3 thousand subscribers. So maybe some of you, found this channel just this year. I mean, that's amazing. And because of the pandemic and the shutdown, I was able to add 38 new designs. It's not quite one a week, but it's close. And the reason there aren't more than 38 new designs is because some of the designs required multiple weeks of videos, like, for example, Afghans and throws. This year alone, I released 6 Afghans and throws. I mean, there were years when my children were young. My goal might be to crochet 1 Afghan a year because the only time I had to crochet would be sitting in that minivan on our way to South Carolina and on further down to Florida to visit my folks when they were alive. So, I mean, the only time I had to crochet was in a car, and when everybody was strapped into their seatbelts, so I knew the kids couldn't get in any trouble or not much trouble. And Hannah knows what I'm talking about. So this past year of the 38 designs, excuse me, 2 of those designs were hats, 4 were headbands, 5 were scarves, 3 were wraps or shawls, 6, like I mentioned, 6 Afghans throws, 2 sweaters, 1 toy, that would be the tribbles, 2 dishcloths, 1 spa cloth, 3 bags, 5 baby blankets, 1 poncho, 1 rug, 1 set of mitts, which is coming in a couple weeks, and 1 mask. So, yeah, and I have a question for you, just kind of fun. Maybe you could try guessing. Anybody have any idea what would be the most, well, I'll just go ahead and tell you because there's so much to choose from. The most viewed video on my channel of 2020. I don't know if anybody wants to guess at this or not. I'll let you guess. I'll let you guess for a minute. If anybody, what do you think the most popular video on my channel was this year? And it was not a new design, which was interesting. Let's get rid of that. I'll just go ahead and tell you guys. It was the Easy Beginner. Let me see. Let's see if someone's a tribble video. No, it wasn't the tribble. It wasn't the granny square blanket. It was not the mandala blanket, but you're almost right, Jan. the mandala, the Celtic mandala throw was the most popular throw this year. Let's see. A shawl or hat? Nope. Colorful throw? Nope. Primrose? Nope. Aaron Hart throw? Nope. Although the Aaron Hart throw is one of the all-time viewed ones. Um, Kathleen says, I'm having trouble sending comments because I'm such a blabbermouth. A hat? No, it wasn't a hat. Celtic cable? Nope. It was actually an easy beginner project. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just tell you what it is. It was the Easy Beginner Shell Baby Blanket. That was the most viewed video of 2020. Sunflower throw was easy with grand. Okay, yeah, thank you. And Dave says, I still have the yarn to do the Yuletide throw, which we'll do after Christmas. Of course. Primrose, no. Okay, so the most viewed was the Easy Beginner Shell Baby Blanket, which is when you're just doing the shell stitch back and forth. And the most popular throw was the Celtic Mandala throw. Okay, can you guess which was the most popular shawl? This is across the whole channel. This is not just from 2020. And this is an oldie, okay? The most popular shawl or most viewed shawl of 2020. If you want to guess at that, and maybe guess at the most popular scarf. You know, you can give that a hand. Anybody? I'm just going to give it a minute to guess. David says the emerald shawl. I mean, he made the emerald shawl. Yeah, Wanda got it. It's Lisdoon Varna. Yeah, the Lisdoon Varna shawl is the one that was the most popular or the most viewed of 2020 of all the shawls, which is interesting. And if you watch those videos and wonder why they look so strange, it's because it was actually one of the first series that, yeah, Wanda says spelling. Don't worry about it, Wanda. I've had to look at that word again and again and again. And not, I'm going to say, I'm not sure why I picked that word, but I know why I picked that word because my husband and I had a nice little lunch, a pizza lunch at Lisdoon Varna, near the, it's off the west coast of Ireland. Let's see. Thank you, Helen, for your support. Yeah, Tanike, yeah, that it's a really nice one. The Lisdoon Varna shawl, I kind of wish I kept the ownership to the pattern, but that's really given me a lot of it's been really good because Crochet World magazine really has promoted that a lot through Annie's, and Annie says it's still one of their top sellers, and that was done I think back in 2013, so that's about 7 years old. Yeah, someone said it might be nice to see the products I'm talking about. You can just go to the search on my homepage and you can see these, and also the Lisdoon Varna is one of the featured ones on my new platform. That's, that's the funny thing about once you get so many videos up, people forget what's on your channel, and it's hard to feature everything, obviously, but so what we're trying to do is we're going to be clearing out a lot of the stuff that's just kind of there, and we're going to try to feature the nicer, nicer things. All right, so, and the scarf, the most popular scarf, I'll just go ahead and tell you this. It's the wheat cabled scarf. I've gotten it's kind of funny. I've gotten mixed reviews on that. I was kind of talking with my husband about that the other day. I did film that with this brown yarn that I had, and I like to use the black background for contrast. And some people are having they have said that they've had a hard time seeing that, and I apologize to that, for you all for that. But it's kind of funny because some people will say, "Oh, I love this, I got it right away," and then other people are like, "Oh, this was terrible." But I do remember the yarn that I used there was yarn that I was able to get in Australia at a store called Three Sisters, no, Skane Sisters, and I had to take the train. It's about 20 minutes out from Sydney, and was able to see their new store. And it's kind of in an area where they're trying to revitalize, trying to bring back a particular an area which is kind of located in a neighborhood, but it's a really nice area. I had to walk about 15 minutes from the train to get to it, but it just had a really nice time. It reminded me of walking through South Florida, just the terrain there and the way everything felt. Um, and I got this yarn, and it's made of part of the blend is possum, but it's not the American possum. It's a completely different animal in Australia. So, you know, it was a very unique kind of wool that I'll never be able to get anywhere else unless I go back to Australia. So, which I would do in a heartbeat. Loved it there. But anyway, um, uh, Chantel's Design says, "Hi Bonnie, I usually crochet sweaters and cardigans. Which yarn can I use best without losing shape?" Well, there are probably a lot of choices out there. Um, I recently made a an Aran sweater that as soon as I can do the sizing on this thing, I'm going to have that on my new platform as well. Sweaters this complicated that I've done don't usually do well on YouTube anyway, because you know people take one look at it and they're like, "Oh, that's too hard." It's not really, but it's definitely an intermediate project. This is not something I would recommend for a beginner at all. Unless I wanted to vaccinate them against crochet for the rest of their life, which I don't want to do. I want them to embrace it. So I say start with the easy beginner baby blankets. But on this sweater, I have tried it on, and I've worn it for some photography, for some video I've done with it. And it bounces right back. It retains its shape. And this is a very economical yarn. It's by Barocco. Do I have any of this around? It's upstairs. But oh, wait a minute. I have some right here. Okay, because I am working on another project with this. And I can let you know what I'm doing with this. There's another wrap in my book, Contemporary Celtic Crochet. It's called Duel and Delight, and I'm redoing it in this. It's Barocco Vintage DK. It's 50% wool and 50% acrylic. And I know some of you might wrinkle your nose up at, oh, it's acrylic. It's part acrylic and it's part wool. It has a nice feel to it. It's going to wash easily. It's going to retain its shape. And my friend Svetlana Ford, who owns So Original, and you know she knows a lot about yarn. She's the one who taught me how to knit, and um, and she loves this. She says that you know, as far as the cost and wearability, this is a really good yarn. So, and of course they have Barocco has you know the 100% wool you could use as well. But the vintage DK is really nice by Barocco. And again, the Duel and Delight will be coming to my platform soon. Let me go ahead and show you. Let me get another book that's not going to fall down. Take one from down here. I think it would have been easier to take it off the stand, but that stand tends to fall. So many people have asked for this, and since you know, pocket shawls have become very popular. And this was a pocket shawl I've had out since 2013. So, and when they did the photography, they kind of folded it back, so you don't really get to see the texture. But this is called Duel and Delight. And I have buttons on the front. Let me see if there's a better picture. Nope, there isn't. But I'm going to be doing that very soon. So those of you who have this book already, that's the only way to get this pattern, because I don't own the rights to those. It's owned by the publisher. So that's why, you know, a lot of times I'll say, oh, it's only available through the book. I'm really not trying to, you know, exceedingly push the book. Although if you buy the book, that doesn't hurt at all. But, you know, a lot of it has to do with copyrights and, you know, rights to patterns. And I have to, you know, I know you guys understand about respecting that. We've talked about that. But I have to respect it too, because if I sign a contract that says you know, I can't do such and such, then I have to obey by these two as well. Okay, so Kathleen says in Australia, the opossum are the same as our squirrels here. There are so many of them running about in the parks. Wow. Well, they make really lovely yarn, Kathleen. So that was kind of nice. And I'm told it was, it was, resourcefully, or what do they call it? Humanely resourced or whatever. So anyway, um, yeah. Did I? Okay, I'm not sure what the questions are down there, but yeah. So let me see what else I have today, because it is after 1 o'clock already. Wow. Um, well, let me show you. I showed you guys this last week, but I wanted to show you again just in case you forgot. We've got some videos coming out this week, and where did my magazine go? Here it is under my book. These are all in the Crochet World magazine. And I still didn't get my copies yet, so I don't know where they are. They should be here, but they're not. So that'll be something we can look forward to in 2021. I'll definitely have 3 copies to give away, but they have not come yet. So they're probably on a truck somewhere, and some poor overworked postal service person just needs to deliver it. Uh, so I know there's a lot of fussing going on about, packages and stuff like that. And, I understand. I've been one of the fussers, believe me, but, these people are working so hard, and it's Christmas, and oh my goodness, it's got to be tough. But anyway, so this is coming out this coming week. Um, I'm probably going to release them a couple days apart, just so that the channel doesn't get overwhelmed with all these videos. But I have a pair of mitts and a headband, matching headband. And was this in, no, this was in, what was the yarn? It was a crochet one, knit two, or crochet, no, knit one, crochet two, I think is the name of the yarn company. And it was a tweed. Let me see, maybe it's written on here. Nope, it's not. But anyway, the information will be in the video description as far as the yarn. But of course, you can use any DK weight yarn, or I believe even, no, I think I used a thinner yarn on this. I think it was more of a sock weight, more of a number 2 to a sock weight yarn on this. You know what? Let me verify. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Let's see, page 38. Okay, go right past it, of course. Also, I wanted to, okay, hold on, let's do this one. It's knit one, crochet two, elfin tweed in color, it's called More, or number 1553. Not that you're going to remember this. This is a super fine or a sock weight yarn. Okay, so, all that to say is you don't have to run out and only get this. If you've got sock weight yarn in your stash, one 425 yard skein will do the mitts and the headband with some left over. So if you've got, that one extra, scan you just don't know what to do with, or if you're a Knit Crate subscriber and you've got, all this extra Knit Crate yarn and you just don't know what to do with it, here you go. Just one of those will make a set if you have a sock weight yarn. Even if you have a number 2 weight, that you could probably still get away with this. You probably just won't have to put as many rows around it. And this past week, this was released. This is the honeycomb cabled, Aran honeycomb cabled scarf or something like that. This is also in the Crochet World magazine. And this was using was it a DK weight? Now this was using the alpaca blend, I believe. But anyway, this is also in the magazine. Also, this is also in my Lovecraft store. So if you're not a Crochet World subscriber, you can get the pattern for this. This makes a really nice men's scarf. I know Johnny and David might appreciate that. People are always asking, do you make anything that guys can wear? And yes, I do. And the Aran crochet sweater that I told you is coming with the cables and everything. That's also going to be sized for men and women. It's just, you know, a traditional Aran style sweater, which, as you know, can go either way. And so that'll be something I think you guys will enjoy. Although I'm not sure where you're going to wear it in Fort Lauderdale, Johnny. It doesn't get that that cold, but I think you say when you travel north, you know, you can definitely wear that when you're visiting, you know, your New York friends and, you know, people like that. Um, or coming up to Maryland, come visit me. We can have go out once things clear up. It'd be fun to get a group of crocheters together and, you know, just go get a meal somewhere. Wouldn't that be strange to think about that? Going out with friends and eating out again. Wow, I'm really looking forward to that. Um, okay. Tanike says no postage or packages here as it is a massive overworking services at the moment. Got a total lockdown. Yeah. Um, let's see. Yeah, Kathleen's talking about dyeing yarn and stuff. You can look into that. That's something I've completely stayed away from. I don't have time for that. I'm afraid of getting in love with another thing. You know what I mean? Because then that just means I'm not going to be able to have time to do what I really love the most. But I'm not the person to ask on some of these questions. But she says you can resource to Chem Knits on YouTube. Yeah, maybe check them out. They would probably be able to help you there. And do I have a pattern for gloves instead? That's what Erlene says. I have done mittens, but I have not done bona fide gloves. You know, we have the individual fingers. I just not convinced that that's something I want to do for crochet. But I have made gloves, complete, you know, mittens. And it's one of those patterns that is owned by Interweave. So I don't own that particular pattern, but I would like to work on some of those. I will write that down because I would like to design some of those. And my daughter Becky was telling me that I need to get busy on a Christmas tree skirt for next year and stockings for next year. So I have that on my list as well. Um, Linda Jones says she loves the headbands. They don't give the hat hair look. Yeah, yeah. I like headbands too, especially if I'm out. Something like this is really great if I'm having to go outside and shovel snow. Because when I'm outside shoveling snow, you start out with, you know, your hat and your coat, and then about 10 minutes in, you know, the coat goes, the hat goes, but then your ears, you know, just about drop off from being frozen. So the headband helps to keep the ears from totally, you know, turning blue and falling off of your head. Oh, that's too descriptive here. But yeah. Um, okay. And David says, I do like men's sweaters, but there are lots of patterns to be had. I'm still working on one of my own. Otherwise, it's usually blankets for me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't really do a lot of sweaters, honestly, David, because people just don't go for it. I mean, it's just not something people want to make. It's risky to make it because it's easy to make mistakes with the sizing and you know, even if it fits when you're done, sometimes people you just don't like the way it looks, and it's a lot of money and time to invest. Yeah, blankets, ponchos, shawls, that stuff is I dare say just about foolproof. Where sweaters are a little bit riskier, which is why I don't have tons of them. Not to mention that sizing them for pattern work is a bear. It's challenging to say the least. And if there's any digit that's doesn't get caught in the editing process, doom and gloom sets in. So those are hard. Those are hard on all counts. But I will say that the one I finished, not trying to brag or boast or anything like that, but I am really happy with it. I'm happy with the way it came out, and I think it's going to be easier to size than some of the other stuff that I've done. Linda Jones says, love the scarf. I'm asking if that pattern could make a matching headband too. Love the honey one. Yeah, the honeycomb cable. You could definitely put a honeycomb in there. Let's see, there are 12 stitches. Um, if you've
if you've done any of the patterns I've done before, Linda, you could probably easily add a honeycomb in there, down the middle very easily. Just replace, just replace it with the honeycomb. You could do that. Um, Chantel says, thank you for your comments. I often use your videos as inspiration. I find them very educational. Excellent. That's great. That's my goal. I want to keep this hobby, this craft going through generationally, just the next generation, to just keep passing it on, make it interesting so nobody gets stuck on one thing and bored to tears. Um, okay, David says, headbands remind me of my middle school days in Minnesota, even though I see grown-ups wearing them now. Rather, I did when I lived in New York. To me, it's still middle school wear. Ah, well, I don't have that association growing up in South Florida, David. But yeah, I can see where that could be a thing. Um, Oh, good. Cynthia says that she was able to download the digital version of the magazine since she's had a subscription to Crochet World. That's a great, that's true. When you subscribe to the magazine, again, not pushing it, but there is a link in the video description if you want to take a look at it. But once you sign up to be a subscriber to Crochet World magazine, you get access to back copies from a few years before. So you're automatically into like hundreds of patterns, and like Cynthia said, you can download a copy. So if you're one who's like me, you like to mark up your patterns. I mean, that's what I do. Even the Doolin Delight that I'm going to be crocheting up with that Barocco yarn, instead of going by the book. I mean, I love books. Books are inspirational to me. I love looking at the pictures and the ideas. But when it comes to doing a pattern, actually doing the pattern, I printed out a copy from my digital copy, and I like to mark it up as I go so I don't lose my place, especially since I'm recording. I don't want to, mess up too much on those for you guys because I don't want to mislead in any way. Um, let's see. And Kathy says, right now I'm doing the Afghan for each of the children and grandchildren. The heart Afghan is a favorite. Wow, that's a lot of crocheting, Kathy. Um, You've probably done it more than I have. I've only done that blanket, I think, twice. Once for the publisher. Well, I did the original one that's on my bed upstairs, which has some issues. It's a lot bigger than the original, but they wanted it a certain size, so I had to size it down. So I did that one, and I think I did one for my my son when he got married, and that's the only time I've done that one. Um, I'd like to do one in a good color. Um, let's see. And Kathy says she loves the Tree of Life too. Yeah, I like that one too. Um, but you all know that's not my pattern, but I just taught that one. But I do like that one. I love the texture of that one. It was a bear to teach, but I really do like that one. Um, David says, I love to do hats as palette cleansers between big projects and sometimes in the middle when I get bored. I've started my Hat Not Hate collection for this year already. That's great, David. Thanks for doing that, and, for helping others. Um, let's see. David's talking about which publications to subscribe to. I did one, but I'm beginning to think Crochet World would also have been a good choice. It really depends. I love Crochet World, but that's my personal preference. I think it's kind of has a nice blend of more conservative, old style patterns all the way through to some current stuff. Um, I really like the way they have varied the different stitches and stuff, and I think it's really improved. And just I think Jackie Doherty has really, and also Carol Alexander, who was before her, the publisher, the editor, really has done a fantastic job with Crochet World during the time that they've been in that position. There are other ones out there. There's Crochet Magazine, which is also connected to the Crochet Guild of America. You can check that one out. It really depends on what you like. There are a lot of online magazines out there now. I mean, more than I can honestly keep up with. Um, Interweave magazine is another one. They tend to have more, what's the word for it? closer to the edge kind of things, kind of like pushing the envelope as far as, different types of creativity and design. So if you're a size 4, you would look great in a lot of that stuff. Um, and I have worked some with Interweave magazine. It's just different. I mean, they're more, like Vogue styling. So if that's your style, go for it. Of course, they have a new editor now, so um, and a lot of times it changes just a bit depending on who's editing it. And I really do like some of the things that I'm seeing in there. I mean, always have. But it's just a matter of taste and preference. It's like buying a car or so, well, except a lot cheaper than buying a car. What am I trying to say? Like buying clothes and things. Everybody, has their thing, their preferences. And, looking at these crochet magazines is the same sort of thing. I know there's some UK publications that are very colorful and beautiful to look at, but tend to be more on the beginning level projects. So I think Crochet World, again, personal opinion here, um, just has a really good balance of the intermediate uh, towards advanced stuff, as well as very beginner friendly items. So, and I really like, the tone in which the editor has written the magazine. So, there's a lot of that to be considered as well. So, anyway, again, opinions abound. Uh, yeah, Terry Redmond says Vogue Knitting Magazine in the last issues, they've included crochet patterns. Yeah, they do tend to cater more towards knit for sure. Um, but you know, it just depends on what your preferences are. Um, so, and David says my ego wants to do advanced patterns, but sometimes I get off on counting. Yeah, but that's the way we learn, right? Like Miss Frizzle says on the Magic School Bus, get messy, have fun, you know, enjoy. Um, I'm glad it's not buffering anymore, Kelly. It might just be internet service. I know in your area, I had that problem a lot from South Carolina. I haven't seen any buffering on my end, but anyway. Well, I think I need to sign off. I really don't want to. So this will be the last I get to talk to you guys in um, in 2020. And the main reason is that Christmas is next Friday. However, the Friday after that is January 1st. And wherever I am, I will be broadcasting live, Lord willing, on the very first, of 2021. I'm really looking forward to that. And before I go, I just wanted to again remind you, if you're looking for some Christmas music, it's a little on the somber side. I will say that. Check out the Sapphire Freeway, um, the musical Christmas card I put up there, and let's see. And if you want to check out watch.bonniebaycrochet.com, you can just look at the site, and you don't even have to subscribe if you're not ready for that yet. You can always just sign on to the mailing list, and I will have to get a newsletter out to you all soon on that. I have not done that yet. But anyway, I just wanted to leave a few words. The scripture that came to mind this morning was Psalm 30, verses 4 and 5, and it's a word of encouragement that I often preach to myself, as well as to my children. I don't know if you all ever get sad in the evening. Sunday evenings are the worst for me, to be honest with you. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the weekend is over. I don't understand it, but it can sometimes be sad that Sunday is ending and then it gets dark out. And in the wintertime, it's even worse because there's less sunshine and it's actually very gray out right now. But I always say this to myself, and then I say it to my children when they're struggling, and I'll say, I'm preaching this to myself as I read it to you, honey, as I talk to them. But these are some of my favorite verses. And it says, sing praises to the Lord, O you his saints, and give thanks to his holy name. For his anger is but for a moment, and his favor is for a lifetime.
And these are the two lines that are my favorite part of this. Weeping, and how appropriate for 2020. Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes with the morning. 2021 is coming. My hope is not in 2021, it's in something much better. It's in the Lord. But let me read that again. Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes with the morning. So, wishing you all a much happier 2021, but wishing you, a very meaningful Christmas holiday. If you're celebrating Hanukkah right now, I just pray also that that is very meaningful to you all, or however you spend the holidays. But I'm wishing you all the best, and we will see you in 2021 on January 1st. God bless.